I've been fixing the issues on my neighbor's 99 Civic to make it a good scoot about, and so far I have found the source of a coolant leak, replaced the spark plugs, and started to replace the leaking valve cover gasket, and that's when I discovered another issue. So in this video, I'll repair some threads in the head so that we can reinstall the valve cover, and I tackle a few other things. And one of those other things is an oil change. So let's see if I am strong enough to get it free with just a regular 3/8 ratchet. Ugh.
Oh, Hercules, Hercules.
Yeah, boy. Let me show you a trick.
What?
All right, I'll show you. Of all the tricks I've seen for not getting dirty when draining something, this may be my favorite. Get it tight. I love that trick. I'm gonna take this oil filter out now, and I hope it comes off without much trouble. And it's coming out with much trouble. Let me try again. All right, I'm going to need a tool. Wait a minute. Yo, I think that oil filter is leaking. So I'm gonna use this. Wait a minute. So somebody has taken this intake manifold off and didn't put this back on. It was a bracket that goes between the block and the intake manifold. It was just dangling. There we go. It's moving. So I was close to getting it off. I guess if you let it drain long enough, you don't get much oil out of the filter. Because I'm not getting any out. Wiping off the mating surface and getting oil all on my arm because the pan seems to still be dripping. Prep the oil filter with a bit of oil. There we go. And I'm going to finally put the plug back on. And this thing has sat out overnight and it's still dripping. We got the plug with a new washer. Now there is a torque spec for this, but I will guarantee you that that will not leak. Wipe up a little more. We weren't ready to fill it up with oil yet, so there was something else we decided to address next. It's broken. No, I can't. It already said it. So we're kind of at a standstill because we're waiting on the thread repair kits to repair the head. But we have this. This is hopefully something that will help us repair the hood release latch. And this bag is kind of weird. It's a bag in a bag.
In a bag.
And then another bag.
Come on, you can do it. It's the other bag.
Oh. Oh, so that's a set screw. A set screws and Allen wrench. Oh. So this is actually feels to be aluminum, and what I think that we can do is put the end of the cable in there, tighten these set screws down, and we'll see if it works. So, in the little door pocket, found this, and I suspect they were using this to pull that to release the hood latch. I didn't see it the first time I worked in this car. Would have made it a lot easier to pull this. So this is what I believe to be like a universal hood latch replacement. Has that hole and those holes for the set screws. And I imagine that I would have to take some of this plastic off for this to work, because the diameter seems to be close enough for this to be a solution. But I'm gonna have to see what I have to do to get that plastic off. So this panel seems to only be held in by 2 plastic clips. So can I get that one out? Let's see. So that one there, I think I can twist out, but this one I may have to pop out. So that one was easy enough. Let's see if this tool helps me at all. Pop this out. Not really. It needs to be even narrower still. I'm going to use the piece that was already living here. There we go. It's just a press-in piece that I had to be a little more aggressive with. All right, so that should, yes, that lets it come out. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting because that plastic, well, it's broken, so whatever we gotta do, we're gonna have to mess with that. So I'm gonna try just to cut it back far enough for this to go on it. Let's see, so that is about 3/4 of an inch, give or take. That's working. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm just gonna cut it back a bit. So there it is, and is that enough? That is enough.
Yay.
But I may go a little farther, just a little. That is plenty. It's not the neatest job, but that will allow this to go all the way on. And from this angle, it looks pretty good. And it's gonna be easy to put the cover back on because it's slotted right there. So it's not gonna get in the way. Let's put the set screws on and see if it works. So the kit came with these 2 set screws and an Allen wrench. So what I'm going to do is put the set screws into the little lever or handle like that and like this. And I'm gonna screw them in almost all the way, just so they're poking out on the other side, so I don't have to screw it in much when I install it. So now I'm gonna put it on, tighten them down, see how well it works. So I'm gonna loosen them a little bit. I tightened them a little too much. All right, that's tightened down. That's tightened down. All right, and the play, here's the play it had before. The new handle isn't moving. So that's pretty tight. I'm gonna close the hood and see if it works. It actually looks decent.
Can you yank this out?
Yeah, you gotta hold the hood up. There you go. Hold the hood up for him, Chris. Yep. All right, now y'all can shut it. It hit you?
Yeah.
What? All right, go ahead and close it all the way. Let me see your hand, Wyatt. This one?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Not really.
Go ahead, push it down.
What's that thing down?
Which one y'all want to try it?
I guess I'll try it.
All right.
So I just pull it out.
Yep, just pull it out. Oh, it works. How'd it feel? Felt solid?
That's solid.
Nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, this slot is going to go around it. It's going to make it easy to put it back in. Oh, there's slots right here that this goes into. There's one. This slot up here. 2. Oh man, that looks good. And then this one, I'm just gonna push it back in. And then this one, I'm just gonna push back in right here if I'm lined up. And I am. And that actually looks good. If I were a little more particular, I could line it up a little better, but it's gonna serve its purpose. The Allen wrench is right here, okay?
Remember that.
Just in case it ever gets loose. So, Mike ordered this kit with the right thread pitch, M6 by 1.0, so that I can repair the threads on the head. And I must say, it looks good. I've never heard of this brand, but it was a good deal and it came with a whole bunch of inserts. So now I got to figure out how deep to drill so that I don't go too deep. I have 2 different depths. I have 2 of these and 3 of these. These are the ones that go toward the back of the head, and they're slightly different in depth. So I'm not going to use this as the gauge. Let me see if I can use the head as the gauge. So that's about 3/4 of an inch on the front one. And it looks exactly the same depth. I just use my finger. Yeah, it's the same front and back. So let me think about this. As I suspected, both of them bottom out on the little shoulder that's on the screw. But let me see if the small ones bottom out on the back ones. Then I can just drill them all to the same depth. All right, so since I know the front and the rear are the same depth, I'm gonna use this little tool. This is the break-off tool that came with the kit. All right, it's about 3/4 of an inch. I am going to mark the drill so I can see how deep I'm going. So I put the white mark there, and I'm gonna drill and stop just short of that white mark. So if I start to occlude the white mark at all, I've gone too far. And to minimize the risk of shavings dropping down, I'm gonna have the vacuum on as well. All right, here goes nothing. Doing this on someone else's car is nerve-wracking because if I screw up, I gotta replace the head. So I made sure to take my time and not go too deep. Once I was happy with the way I drilled one, I drilled the other four the exact same way. So this is my tap and die set. I've had it for a long time. It's Craftsman, and I think it's all metric. And I'm gonna have to get creative with the back threads because there's not room to put this without hitting something. So what I'm gonna do is put one side in this extension, then this side in this, and I think that'll get it done. There's already a bit of oil in there, so I do not need to lube it. But yeah, I think the front ones should go nicely. Yeah, it's cutting real nice and smooth. I'm gonna go down until I feel it stop. And the flutes on the tap generally do a good job of keeping the pieces of metal that come off in the cavity, but when I take it out, I will have the vacuum there. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other two front ones, and then we'll see how the backs go. And thankfully, my little setup with the extension for the rear ones worked perfectly. So I didn't have any trouble rethreading the rears. The nerve-wracking part is done. Now let's put these thread inserts in. Now I'm going to use this part that came with the kit, and it has a slot that goes right in here. And let's go. All right, now let's see about breaking that off. And they say I can just tap this and it'll break off the little tang on the inside. Let's see. Oh, fantastic. Broke it right off. Let me vacuum it out, move on to the next one. So I screwed the new inserts into the remaining 4 holes, vacuumed out the little tip piece, and I was done. The threads are all now nice and clean and repaired. So now I'm gonna put some RTV right in the little corner, and I'm using the Permatex Right Stuff because it's 90 minutes and it should suffice for this little job. So I'm gonna put a bit, so I put a little bit on the tip of this screwdriver and just put some right there in the corner. And I'm gonna do it on the back side as well. Now we can finally put this back on. Line up, you silly buggers. All right, now I'm just gonna put these on hand tight, give it about an hour for the RTV to set, and then torque it down. Instructions say, and put it on till it starts to squeeze the RTV out and let it sit for an hour. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, now I'm just gonna wait. Well, I said I was just gonna wait, but there are things I could do, like reconnect this tube, reconnect this bracket for the throttle cable, and start refilling the coolant. I'm gonna let that bubble settle in, and I'll be back in about 30-40 minutes to torque the valve cover down. So now I am going to finally torque the valve cover bolts to 86 inch-pounds in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. And now I can put these back on, but I have not waited the entire 90 minutes yet. We're about at 60 minutes, give or take. The RTV is cured. Time to fill up with oil. So, Mike wants to put this in the Civic because of its unknown maintenance history. I've never used it, but I've heard a lot of good things about Liquid Moly products. So it's going in. And the oil he picked was Liquid Moly 5W30, 3.8 quarts. I've never seen this stuff. It's gray. Now it is time to turn the heat to on and let this thing idle. All the way hot, let it idle. I think that's the original radio with the original CD player. That's pretty cool. I need to get me one of these. The highest priority work we did was the coolant leak, and first glance it seems like the leak has been resolved. Alright, no leaks. Then we lowered the car off the ramps, let the car idle up to temperature for a while so that the thermostat would open and close a few times to help bleed the system. And now we wait.
We wait.
While we waited, Wyatt and Chris pointed out to me how dirty the windows were. So we tried to clean them a little bit, but that is going to be another project because whatever is on these windows does not come off easily. So I'm going to check the oil dipstick, and it is about 1/8 of an inch below the top mark. So I'm going to call that good. And the coolant has settled. Yeah, the car has cooled down a good bit at this point. So all that was left was to top off the coolant reservoir, replace the radiator cap, button everything up, and pull her out. And with that, this round of work is done. If this were my car, I would just start driving it to see if there were any other issues that popped up. But I think this is a good start. If you made it this far and are into this sort of thing, check out the playlists in my description. I'm always working on something. Thanks for watching. Take care.